Mother's Day is only a few short weeks away. Let's celebrate with strawberries and a clever play on words. You are the very best mom. Hi, it's Hani here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this step-by-step cookie decorating tutorial, I'm going to show you how to decorate adorable strawberry-inspired cookies for Mother's Day. Let's get started. Here are the shapes that we will be decorating. I used my classic sugar cookie recipe along with royal icing. If you'd like to make these extra special, you can also make fresh strawberry royal icing. How exciting. You can find a full recipe on my blog. Link is in the description box under this video. Let's start with a flower shape first. I'm using 15-second consistency royal icing here, outlining and then immediately flooding the cookie with this icing. We're going to let the icing dry for about 8 to 12 hours. And while it's drying, we can prepare our flower centers. For a full list of tools and recipes, visit my blog. Link to the blog post with a picture tutorial is in the description box. Now let's make the flower centers. These have to be made ahead of time. You need about 8 to 12 hours of drying time. Use about soft piping consistency icing. And pipe these dots onto the acetate. I've got a template in a transparent smooth acetate sheet or a protector sheet. If you don't have a protector sheet, you can also use parchment or wax paper. Immediately dust the tops with yellow sanding sugar. It's important that the icing is on a thicker side. If it's too runny, the weight of the sugar is just going to flatten the dots. I'm going to let these dry for about 8 hours and then we can remove the excess sugar, reserve it for later, and then we can safely remove these royal icing transfers from the acetate. You can also try using nonpareils. They are great for flower centers as well. If you don't have sanding sugar but you have some nonpareils, yellow nonpareils, those would be also very nice. Now to finish the flower, use piping consistency royal icing and make these teardrop shapes, connecting each teardrop shape in the middle. You can see that I've got my piping bag elevated with the icing being slightly above the surface. And now we can attach that flower center and push it down very lightly. Now we can make this hard cookie. So I'm starting with pink royal icing outlining. Again, this is about 15-second consistency here. If you are new to cookie decorating and you are not sure what I'm talking about, what is 15-second, 25-second, piping consistency and so on, please check out my detailed tutorial on royal icing consistency here on YouTube and also on my blog, panielas.com. We're going to let the icing dry and then I decided to decorate it with pre-made piped flowers. I made these ages ago and we're just going to glue these daisy flowers, or this could go for a strawberry flower too, I think. Now on to the star of the set, strawberry. I'm starting with lovely pinkish red or reddish pink color here, 15-second consistency. We're going to let the icing dry and then we can prepare our piping tip. I'm cutting straight across and then I have a seam on the side and cutting the bag on an angle. And we're going to turn the bag so the seam is facing the ceiling and we can pipe these leaves. As far as the consistency goes, you can aim for like a piping consistency or maybe slightly runnier, like a soft piping consistency. Works really well. And you can practice if you are not sure how this is going to turn out. If this is the first time you're using this style of a leaf piping tip, you can practice on a piece of parchment. Now the middle stem I'm piping with a small round piping tip. If you're using an actual piping tip, I would say it's like a number 1 or number 2. Let's do it again. So we have 4 leaves on the bottom, and then we have 2 leaves on the top and 1 stem that is in the very middle. And again, for the stem, I switch the piping bag, and my piping bag has a small round opening. Now we can add some personality to this strawberry. I'm using red petal dust. This is food petal dust, edible petal dust, and dry food only paintbrush. Applying some of that dust onto the strawberry. And now we have the cheeks. We have now got nice blush on there. So now we can add eyes and a big smile with black edible marker. And the last thing we have to do is the seeds, yellow or white seeds. I'm using same yellow icing I used on the flower. Remember those teardrop shapes we made on the flower, the details? This is the same consistency icing. I'm starting with a dot, squeezing, and then releasing and slowly pulling away, creating a teardrop shape. We're going to let the icing dry completely, and then we can work on the packaging. You can get these in my template shop. Link is in the description box. I printed these on cardstock, and they fit 4x-inch poly bags. All right, so how to use these? You're going to fold them, and then we can attach them onto the poly bag that is filled with cookies. I'm going to show you 2 ways of attaching this tag onto the poly bag. There are different brands available. Some brands will come with adhesive strip that you can use to close the bag. Some come without it. I'm going to use a heat sealer. That's my preferred method of closing the bag. I find that heat sealing really helps preserve freshness of your cookies, and it extends the shelf life. So if you have a heat sealer, you can use it. If you don't have a heat sealer, it's something to consider. It's a good investment. I've had mine for many, many years, and I use it quite frequently, I have to say. So there you go. Now let's figure out where to attach the tag. So I can see there is going to be a bit of an excess, so we have to trim that. You don't want to, in this method you can attach it anywhere because we're going to be using a double-sided tape, but with the second method you want to make sure that you attach it where it's not going to interfere with the area where the cookies are. So you want to attach it onto the flap. So here we go. We are using a double-sided tape. When using this tag, always check the direction it's facing. This is a genuine mistake I made. You'll see in a second what I mean. I wasn't paying attention, and ta-da! It was facing the wrong direction. So just keep that in mind when you're attaching these or any other tags on your cookies. So this is a double-sided tape technique, and then you can also use stapler, which I find it's very economical, super fast. The only thing is you have to make sure that you don't add the stapler where the cookies are in that pouch that is heat sealed. That way you're compromising the freshness because air will get to the cookies. So make sure that you attach it onto that extra flap that is above the heat sealed section. So the only difference is the staplers show. You can see the staplers, so if this is not something you like, you might want to stick with adhesive. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. I love how these cookies turned out. You are the very best mom. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you so much for watching. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you get notified about my new uploads. And I will see you next time. Bye.